Good morning, my dear students. Today we will be continuing the previous chapter, that is chapter number 1, Overview of Computer. We will be continuing the fundamentals of computers. So today's class we will having a continuation to the previous topic, that is the characteristics, the history, and today we will be continuing the generation of computers. How computers have gone changes from the ancient days to today's modern computers. So today we will start fundamentals of computer part 3. Let us have a recap of the topics what we have discussed in our previous class. In the previous class we discussed about the functional units of a computer. A functional units of a computer include input unit, processing unit CPU, central processing unit, which again includes the memory unit, control unit and arithmetic and logic unit. Along with that we also had a discussion on output devices or output unit, which includes monitors, plotters, speakers, printers, etc. We discussed about how computers evolved and the various machines which were used in earlier days or ancient days. With continuation to the evolution of computers, today we will be starting with generation of computers. The evolution of electronic computers, it's been over a period of time, can be traced effectively by dividing into various generations. Each generation is categorized by major technological developments they fundamentally used in that particular computer. These help to develop small and economical and powerful and reliable devices. The first generation computers used vacuum tubes, and the first generation is categorized in the year 1940 to 1956. The computers between this generation used vacuum tubes. These computers, the first generation of computers, they used vacuum tubes for switching circuits and they used magnetic drums for storing the information. They were very large in size, they occupied lot of space and they generated enormous amount of heat. They were very expensive and they consumed large amount of electricity. First generation computers, they operated only on machine language. The languages used in first generation computer was the machine language, and the input devices used were punched cards and paper tapes, and the output was obtained as printout. In America, with the success of icons, Mark I was the first major development in the computing race. Then comes ENIAC, which was introduced by John Muckley and Prosper Eckert in the University of Pennsylvania. In the screen you can see the first computer, that is ENIAC, the electronic computer, which is such a huge machine. It takes such a big space and it requires lot of space and it generated enormous amount of heat. ENIAC, it is expanded as electrical numerical integrator and computer. It was a automated computer. ENIAC was the first machine. It used about 2000 vacuum tubes and 18,000 kilometers of wires. The space required for ENIAC was 167 square meters of floor space. It had punched cards for input and output. It could divide and multiply different numbers. The next comes EDVAC. EDVAC, it is expanded as electronic discrete variable automatic computer, which was invented by John Mauchly and Eckert. They worked on ENIAC and they invented a new device, and EDVAC was having internal memory and other computing device to date it. Memory was to be provided through the use of mercury, and the idea that given a tube of mercury and electric pulse could be bounced back to process the data. EDVAC used binary rather than decimal, which simplified the arithmetic units. Next came UNIVAC. UNIVAC stands for Universal Automatic Computer, which was the first commercial computer produced in United States of America. UNIVAC was the first automatic or first commercial computer produced in the country of USA. Next comes the second generation, that is 1956 to 63. These computers used transistors. Vacuum tubes were replaced by transistors. So, in second generation computers, vacuum tubes replaced by transistors. Transistors, as the size was very small, the computer size became very smaller and they become very economical comparing to the first generation computers. Transistors, they generated considerably less amount of heat comparing to vacuum tubes. Second generation computers, they moved from machine language to assembly language. As in first generation, only machine languages were used. In the second generation, assembly languages were used, and also high level languages were introduced in second generation of computers. In second generation of computers, the high level languages such as COBOL and Fortran was introduced. And second generation computers used magnetic core memory rather than magnetic drum memory for storing the information. So this is about second generation computers. Second generation computers used transistors which generated less heat, and they used punched cards for input and output operation. In second generation computers, assembly languages were used and high level languages were introduced. COBOL and Fortran was introduced, and the memory was changed from magnetic drum to magnetic core. Next comes the third generation of computers. In third generation of computers, ICs, integrated circuits or integrated chips were used. The transistors were made smaller and they were placed in a silicon chip, and that silicon chip is called as IC, integrated circuit. One IC was equal to 10 transistors. Therefore, considerably the size of the computer reduced, and also the speed and efficiency changed. In this generation of computers, keyboards and monitors were introduced instead of punched cards. Later on, some computers also used LSIs. LSI stands for large scale integration. VLSI stands for very large scale integration. As one IC is equal to 10 components or 10 transistors, one LSI was equal to 100 transistors. And one VLSI is equal to several thousands of transistors were integrated on a single chip. Basically, the third generation computers used ICs and LSIs. Next comes the fourth generation computers. So 1971 till today's date, the present computers, they are fourth generation computers. The fourth generation computers used a silicon chip called VLSI chip, very large scale integration, which included millions of transistors integrated on it, and the computers became very small and more powerful. The fourth generation computers were built on a single chip CPU called microprocessors. The microprocessors, they are used in fourth generation computers. They are in fourth generation computer, the microprocessor, it is a single device. In single device there are millions of components integrated on it. So this led to the development of internet in the fourth generation computers. Next comes the fifth generation, present and beyond. The fifth generation computers are based on artificial intelligence. They are still under development process. Fifth generation computers will come close to bridge the gap between computing and thinking. The fifth generation computers might use artificial intelligence and robotics. So this is about the generation of computers. First generation we used vacuum tubes, second generation transistors, third generation ICs, integrated circuits, fourth generation microprocessors or VLSIs, and fifth generation used artificial intelligence and robotics. So now we have a vast category or classification of computers. The classification of computers are based on their working principle, their configuration, their size and many other things. Classification of computers, depending upon the working principles, we have analog, digital and hybrid. And depending upon the purpose for which they are used, they are categorized as special purpose and general purpose. So depending upon the size, they are classified as micro, mini and multiple. Depending upon the users, they are classified as single and multi. Depending upon the size, they are classified as micro, mini, mainframe and supercomputers. Let us begin the discussion on the classification based on the working principles. So classification based on the working principles or how the data is operated in a computer. Based on the principles how the data is handled, the computers are classified as analog, digital and hybrid. Let us start with analog computer. Analog computer is a computer which works on continuously changing values such as temperature, speed, pressure, etc. Analog computer is a computing device that works on continuously changing values with a minimum and maximum value. At a given point of time, any value can be between that. The analog computer gives approximate results as the input continuously changes. Analog computers works on the principles of measuring. They are basically measuring devices. The measurements obtained are translated into the data rather than counting. The analog computers are that all calculation takes place in parallel, hence faster. Modern analog computers usually uses electrical parameters such as they work on voltages, current, temperature, etc. Such computers do not directly deal with the numbers. They measure the physical quantities such as voltage, pressure, temperature, speed. So analog computer operates on the continuously changing values such as voltage, pressure, temperature, speed, etc. Next comes the digital computer. A digital computer, it can be used for various purpose, general purpose. A digital computer operates with the information, or it operates on the numerical data which is in a digital form. Such computers process the data in the form of zeros and ones. Therefore, a digital computer gives accurate and faster results. A digital computers operate on digital data such as numbers. It uses binary system for its operation, that is zeros and ones. Zeros and ones are called as bits, that is binary digits. The digital computer, it is made for both general purpose and special purpose. Next comes the hybrid computers. Hybrid computer is a combination of analog and digital. A combination of computers those are capable of accepting inputs and outputs in both digital and analog signals. A hybrid computer is a combination of both the features, analog and digital features. It is mostly used for automatic operation of complicated physical process and machines. These days we can see analog to digital and digital to analog converters, which transform the data to the suitable form which is required by the user. For example, in a hospital, automated intensive care unit uses analog devices to measure patient's temperature, blood pressure and other details. These measurements which are in analog might be converted into numbers and supplied to a digital computer system, and these components are used to monitor the patient's vital sign and send signals if any abnormal readings are detected. Hybrid computers are basically, they are specialized computers. They are used for some special tasks. As you can see here, a hybrid computer, it is using both the signals, analog and digital signal, to track the ECG of a person. So this is about the classification of computers. The classification of computers based on the working principles. So this class we discussed the different generation of computers. There are 5 generation of computers. First generation used vacuum tubes, second used transistors, and in the third generation transistors were replaced by the integrated circuits or ICs, and today's present computers are 4th generation computers. They use single chip CPU called microprocessors. Microprocessors are VLSIs, very large scale integration, where thousands and millions of transistors are integrated on one chip. And also today's class we discussed about the classification of computers. So classification of computers based on working principles, use, size and other things. Based on the working principles, the computers are classified into 3, that is analog, digital and hybrid. Analog works on continuously changing quantities such as voltage, pressure, speed, whereas the digital computer, it works on the digital data or numerical values, that is binary values, zeros and ones. Generally, digital computers are general purpose computers, whereas analog computers are specialized computers. We have another category of computers, that is hybrid computers. Hybrid computers generally work on both the principles, that is analog and digital. Sometimes it can read the data in analog form as well as the digital form. So example, in a hospital, To measure the ECG of a patient, an analog device can be used. Hope you have followed what I have taught and you have understood. Kindly prepare a notes and attend the 10-mark question. Check how much you have understood. Thank you for your patience listening. Have a great day ahead. God bless you all. Thank you.